Convince somebody to spend $60.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to this week's episode of Dialogue Tree. We're going to talk about I guess I'm going to talk about Animal Crossing. So I'm going to kind of try to convince Jordan here that maybe not to buy Animal Crossing, but at least to steal. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, I want to try to convince him that he should play Animal Crossing. You can also kind of, I guess, consider this some sort of a review. And if you have been waiting to buy Animal Crossing, maybe listen along. Hopefully you'll enjoy it either way, though. And although the game has been out for a while, I just kind of I've thought that Jordan would like the game for a while, and he has said multiple times that he doesn't really want to play it. You want to start out by kind of explaining why?
So, I never was really interested in Animal Crossing.
You didn't have did you have a GameCube?
I did not have a GameCube. I did not get a GameCube until probably about a year and a half ago. And I just...
A little late,
a little late to the party, but that's okay. And I never really played... let's see, there was a Nintendo DS version or a 3DS version of Animal Crossing. There has been
one... So the first Animal Crossing actually came out for the N64 in Japan.
Okay, so I definitely didn't play that one.
Yeah, and then it was on GameCube. And then there's been one on Wii, one on DS, one on 3DS, and there wasn't one on Wii U, and then there's been a couple side games.
Gotcha.
And then the newest one, of course, came out earlier this year for the Switch, Animal Crossing New Horizons. Holy crap.
Yeah. So I never really... There's that spider. I never really played any of the Animal Crossings, like I was saying. Not that I didn't have, tons of Nintendo products and stuff. I played Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon, and some other games like that. But I never really... There was just something about Animal Crossing that never really captured me. I really was never interested in that particular... It didn't look like there was anything to do. Which is kind of funny because I play games like Sims or... like a Stardew Valley, but even comparing it to Stardew Valley...
I feel like you're just reading my notes over here.
No,
you're not.
I'm not. Even just comparing it to like those games, there are stuff to do. I guess the thing that really held me back from playing Animal Crossing was just the fact that at the particular time, I was always playing something that was more captivating in my, kind of sphere of interest.
Okay. Well, you mentioned a lot of games that I actually want to talk about here. You mentioned Stardew Valley, Harvest Moon, and The Sims. So, Animal Crossing has a lot of things in common with all those games. It's not as... Maybe you could say it's not as in-depth as a lot of those games, but, you fish, you hunt, you catch bugs. I was going to say you hunt bugs, like Elmer Fudd. You hear that they're taking away Elmer Fudd and... The dude with the mustache, what's his name?
Yosemite Sam.
They're taking away their guns.
What?
Yeah, they're just gonna have to beat bugs to death now.
Well, maybe we'll discuss that another time because that is.
But so yes,
wow.
There is a lot of the same things. You live your life. You purchase a home. In fact, that's like you could kind of say that is one of the core mechanics of the game.
So. I really wanted to do this episode because, using the internet nowadays, everybody can create content. And I've seen a lot of Animal Crossing content. And
yeah, especially when it first came out.
There are some really interesting things out there. I've heard, so I'm still kind of blind as far as when it comes to just Animal Crossing in general and also like just New Horizons. Like I know there's a phone game, but the phone game doesn't interact with the Switch game.
No, forget about Pocket Camp. Don't worry about Pocket Camp. If you want to play Animal Crossing, play New Horizons. I mean, you can... I love the first one. I have really heavy nostalgia for the first Animal Crossing. I played the game after school, every single day for probably a couple of years. I was really proud because I was the first one of my my siblings to get this. If you pay off your loan completely, you get a gold statue of yourself in the town square. And I was the first one of my siblings to do that, and I was kind of weirdly proud looking back on it now, but that I was able to do it quicker than my brothers or sister.
Okay, nice. Well, it does. Okay, so comparing it to the other Animal Crossings, is this just more of the same formula?
Okay, that's a good question. So, the old Animal Crossings, and especially the first couple, they were very much like Sims Light, with a little bit of you could say it has a little bit of Harvest Moon because you can plant flowers and trees.
But
Although
that's
you don't really do a whole lot with them. I think that in the newest one you can try to hybridize the flowers and stuff.
yeah, but that's not like the main gameplay aspect.
Well,
that.
the main gameplay loop. So
It's living, right? You just
yeah, you live, but that's like the main aspect in a lot of these games is you live. This is just kind of watered down and more relaxed and chill, and that's another thing that I really I want to kind of emphasize is that there's like no fail state really. I mean, I guess you can get stung by a bug and pass out if you want to consider that a fail state, but it's really fun. And to be fair, if I haven't played this game a lot in a couple weeks. If like a month ago, I was just playing this game every day for minimum 30 minutes a day. I wake up every morning, get my cup of coffee, play Animal Crossing, check the turnip prices, try to get some fish that I hadn't caught yet, put them in the museum. That's another thing that I really like about this is the collecting.
I do enjoy that aspect of Stardew Valley. That's really fun.
You like that? Yeah, that's a huge component of Animal Crossing is catching fish and bugs, digging up fossils, taking them to the owl, which is hilarious.
So I'm still trying to be kind of blind. I did watch before you buy Animal
I just
Crossing.
watched a full YouTube, the game ranks thing.
Yeah, I really like those videos as far as, just getting little tidbits. And they generally don't spoil stuff. Also, I don't know how you'd really spoil an Animal Crossing game.
I guess you really can't. Not unless you want to know literally nothing.
Yeah, and I've seen some designs. And obviously, people in my friend group and other people I follow online have obviously randomly posted Animal Crossing stuff throughout the month, just because they're all content creators and they particularly really enjoy this game, and it's really aesthetically pleasing. I know some people that have practiced interior design and different stuff like that in Animal Crossing, not to actually put it into the real world, but just practicing, how they actually want to decorate their real room and different stuff like that. So there's some practical
man, you
applications.
get really in depth with the customization. If you're looking for that, with the furniture of your house, you can buy collections. You can make your own. You can't like make it super in depth, but you can make a bed, make it the same color as the rest of your furniture. If you want to make one of your rooms a bedroom, if you want to make, like one of my rooms is, I think I have a pinball table and an arcade machine. I kind of have it as like my chill out zone or whatever. If you want to put it in the most basic, awful concept. I even have a dog bowl. You can't have it in a dog, but which would be, it would be kind of weird because all the characters except for yourself are animals. So you can't. So it would be kind of weird.
Yeah.
If you could have a dog, although you can catch fish, which are animals too. But I don't think there's a fish villager. But there is an owl. There's an owl that hangs out in your village at night. Not a sentient being, like a regular owl.
I was really picturing like a villager or something, just like
There is a villager as an owl.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of weird. We kind of get a Pluto as a dog, but Goopy as a dog situation going on. Now, before we get too far away from the what would you call it, the game comparisons, I do want to bring up Minecraft.
Okay.
Now, I know for a fact that you love Minecraft.
I really do. I truly enjoy Minecraft.
So, while it doesn't have the most in common with Minecraft, the aesthetic, it's obviously not the same, but it's very cartoony and simple and kind of pleasing to the eye like that in that way. It also has very chill music that is very, very good. And I think it changes every day. You can even buy the music with the in-game currency fails. You can't. There's no microtransactions.
Okay, nice.
But one thing that's new, you asked about new earlier, you can transform your island. So you can, very much similar to Minecraft, although not as in depth, You can make like waterfalls in your island.
Oh, you can terraform.
Yeah, you can terraform. That's the word I was looking for.
Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, after you, I can't remember because I haven't even gotten to this point. Like I said, I haven't played nearly as much, and honestly, I haven't really tried to get to that point yet. I've kind of been wanting to get the biggest house possible and then start doing everything else. I don't even have I think my island is only like a 3-star island. I'm not super in depth. You can get super in depth with this game. We can talk about that in a minute. What's up?
And the max you can get is a 5-star.
Yes.
Like world or island.
5-star
or whatever.
island.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Because like I said, I've seen stuff, here in the thumbnails and every stuff like that, but I'm still kind of... The thing that really made me even have a twinkling of interest in this game is the summer update, which I
Yes.
still don't know what's in there because I haven't looked.
Okay, so the summer update. So with the old Animal Crossings, at least I can't remember if they did anything like this in New Leaf, but in the earlier Animal Crossings, they had seasonal events: Halloween, Christmas, New Year's. I can't remember if Easter's in the new one. I can't remember.
Yeah, like
As everyone knows, the infamous Easter, egg apocalypse that went on a couple months ago.
yeah, like the standard holidays per se.
Yeah. There's a bunch of different ones in there. So, with the new Animal Crossing, with this one, they have updates that are not in the game. So in the old ones, you could kind of skip forward to those events to get things. Of course, you would get punished by this character named Mr. Rossetti, I believe, and he would come up and literally talk to you for 5 minutes, and you would just have to kind of button mash. And it was cute but annoying. But I think it was supposed to teach kids not to reset your game and do. They didn't want you to mess up your cartridge. And actually, Mr. Rossetti isn't in the new game. People are like, "Yo, man, where Mr. Rossetti at?" Because you can't like turn out. You can't reset your Switch. It auto saves or something.
Okay, so there's no time travel in this game.
No, there is. Although I would kind of discourage it.
Okay.
You're gonna wanna. That's the only con I would say about this game, in my opinion, is that for the first several days, and this is gonna be in real time days, it's gonna be a bit slow. And the game's always slow. It's not an exciting game. I mean, don't get me wrong. When you're fishing and you pull out, you can literally like catch a shark.
What?
It can be kind of
Yeah.
exciting.
Okay, yeah.
But there's no like action where you're fighting
Yeah.
anybody or something. That's as exciting as it gets. But that's a positive as well. That's just kind of amplified in the beginning of the game when you don't have all the tools necessary to accomplish what you want. Because when you first come to the island, there is no. It's just you, Tom Nook, and and his employees, which aren't. He's actually not related to Timmy and Tommy, the other little Tanukis.
Okay.
He's actually not related to them.
So I never actually really thought this until right now. So you have your island, and
Yes.
then where Tom Nook lives, is that you take a boat to get there, or is it just...
No, you don't. No one knows where Tom Nook lives.
Okay.
He doesn't live on the island, but his so in the new one he actually doesn't work in the convenience store. Timmy and Tommy work there by themselves.
I guess that's what I'm asking about. Where is the convenience?
Okay, so all of the amenities, all of these stores, the town hall, they're all in the town. You don't have to go anywhere. You can just
Okay, so
they're in the town.
Okay, so the town is on the same island
Yes,
you were on.
correct.
Okay,
There
that's-
is you can go to other islands, especially other people's islands, and visit them, and they'll have fruit that you don't have, which sells for double. I think I started out with oranges, and I went and got peaches from someone else's island. So, and I replaced all of my oranges with peaches. So now I have I don't have any oranges. If I wanted an orange, I'd have to go buy an orange. I don't know if you can buy the oranges or you had to buy
The seeds.
like seeds.
Okay,
from the,
so that
from the- from
answers
the
my question. If you bring
convenience store.
something, if you bring a plant back from another island, you can like plant it.
Yeah,
and
you
make
can plant it. You
native.
can even plant like I said, you can plant different flowers, and I think there's a chance that they can cross pollinate and make a new flower. You can plant. One of the big things people do to make money is you can plant. You'll find these like shining spots in the ground, which has actually been in the game since the first one. You can dig it up; it'll give you like $1,000, and then you can bury up. I think it's up to 10,000 bales in the ground, and a couple days later, it'll sprout a tree that has 30,000 bells. because it'll sprout 10. I'm sorry, it'll sprout three $10,000 bags of bells.
That's funny and
It's
cute.
really cute game. Really it's got kind of almost like a Disney appeal to it.
Yeah, I keep wondering, what kind of villagers I'm gonna get if I do end up getting this game.
That's another thing we can talk about here. So you can get really deep into the game. You can like play the yes, people are crazy. I think the quarantine has definitely played because people have always done a lot of this stuff. I think, but the quarantine has. I know people that don't play that many games that play Animal Crossing. It's always been Animal Crossing has kind of been a wide appeal game, but I think it's been amplified this time. But you can get into the turnip market, like how sometimes I talk about turnips. I am like toe deep into that. Some people, the websites that I use and the calculations or whatever that I use to try to figure out what my turnip prices are. People had to make those. People had to go online and make these websites and stuff like that. So and it's really popular. There's entire Reddit pages dedicated to this turnip stuff. So you can get really in depth. You can make so much money, and what's taken me literally months to do, you could probably do in a couple of weeks if you really got down to it. There are apps. There are literally apps that people they'll give you their island code, and you can and they'll say, hey, at my island, the turnip prices are 500 bells. So I should also mention that the way to get turnips is every Sunday this cute little boar character named Daisy May comes to your island. She comes early in the morning, and I actually missed her last Sunday, so rip. And I think she leaves around noon. She'll say, hey, do you want to buy some turnips? They are this price. So, and also you can't sell turnips on Sundays, so you can't sell them on the same day that you buy them. So you'll say yes or no depending on the price, and then you need to sell them by the last day you can sell the turnips is Saturday because they rot and die and then become, I guess, worthless on the next Sunday because, of course, that's the day that you buy the turnips anyway. But yeah, if you can get super in depth, people also get in depth with the villagers. Yeah, so this is almost similar to Pokemon. So there are I think there's over 100 villagers in the game that you can possibly randomly get. So people have what's up?
Is there a max?
Yes, you can have 10 villagers at a time. Then that doesn't include the museum curator. That doesn't include Tom Nook or the boys or anything like that.
So I remember seeing you, and you were trying to kick out a particular.
Never got him out.
Okay,
I got one of them out. There's this character named Gigi. There's this really weird frog-looking monstrosity, and I got her out. But also this stupid gorilla. There was like a onesie that runs around, and I just want to kill her.
Yeah, he does not like that gorilla. It was intense to watch.
I hate her. Rocket is her name. It's a big dumb gorilla in a pink bodysuit with glasses and lipstick. I hate Rocket. And the way you're supposed to get rid of him, from what I'm reading, is you basically ignore whoever you want. You don't talk to him. You don't hit him with an axe. You don't. You can't hit him with an axe. You can hit him with your net. But if you try to hit him with your axe, you just talk to him. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I've been trying to do this for a while, and the gorilla won't leave. But yeah, people have there are websites also where you can find out the the rating of the villager. Yeah,
people go out of their way to rate the villagers.
There's a tier list.
There's a
tier list, and yes, they want to do what you're thinking. Of course, because it's 2020.
Yes.
There's a S through it's D or F. I can't remember.
Oh man, I hope it's F.
And people literally will pay to get these villagers.
How do you
bells? So I can't remember how exactly, but there's a way you can get other people's villagers.
Whoa.
At least I think there is. Yeah.
This is some.
You leave. It's similar to the turnip prices. So to go back to that point, I might be wrong about the villager thing. I know they rate them, but I think I heard there's a way to get them. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not as in depth as a lot of people.
That's interesting
insane. Though. But it's if they do get them, I'm assuming it's the same way. So if someone has, let's say someone is turnip prices are 500 bells, and you want to use one of these apps or something to get in a queue. Literally, you get in a queue. They'll send you their island code. The person that's at their island now will leave, and then the next person in the queue will come. You'll drop them a bag of bales or whatever they're asking for, and you go sell your turnips to the Nook's Cranny. That's what the store is called. And you will just leave, and the next person will come in line.
Nerds.
Oh, it's super nerdy.
Holy shit.
That's not the way I want to play the game. I can understand why you would want to, but I like playing the game. It's a really good, I know you like podcasts. It's one of the best podcast games.
Ooh.
You can just sit around, play the game for literally, I played the game for, hours at a time at points, where I have Joe Rogan or whatever playing in the background. And because the game isn't super intensive, you can actually pay attention to the podcast.
Ooh, I do like a good podcast game.
One of my podcasts that I listen to is Hardcore History. Like, these super long. If he did a 4-hour podcast, that would be considered short for him. And I like listening to him a lot. But I thank God he only releases like one episode a year. But he goes fairly in depth. So if I'm playing some games, I'll be like, wait, hold on, I missed something. So I'll have to rewind it. With Animal Crossing, I can actually pay attention to that. So I think it's one of the best. It's kind of like when you're grinding in an RPG. Oh, I want to get to this level. I want to get. If you're trying to get like the ultimate weapon in a game, you don't really have to pay attention to what's going on.
No, you just gotta kill the stuff.
That's kind of the game.
Okay. Are there mini games?
So the only mini games that you really could say are it's almost like the whole game is a mini game in a way, because like the fishing is a little bit of a mini game.
Okay.
All the little things you do are kind of like little mini games in their own way.
Can you play the pinball machine?
No, unfortunately you can't. That's the only thing. I do wish you could play the what in the hell?
It's probably traffic from the highway.
Okay. They probably didn't even hear that. I do wish that you could play the pinball machines, or you can buy basketball goals and soccer nets. You can bounce the balls, but you can't play soccer.
Okay. I'm trying to think of any other questions or anything else I have going on in my head about Animal Crossing. Let's see.
I mean, I've got some more stuff I can
roll through.
I can talk about here. Of course, it's portable. It's not portable for the first time.
Oh wait, hold on. Question.
There's been a couple. What's up?
Can you have a job?
Your
Or
life. You just
your life is your job.
Your life is the job. The things that you do, like catching fish,
Okay.
bale farming, turnip pricing. That is kind of your job. In the original one, you worked for Nook. You worked for Tom Nook for a little while, and he pays you a little bit to kind of get you started on your own. That's another thing is we talk about the characters here. Yes, the villagers are good. I like the villagers. But the real stars of the show, at least in my opinion, are I don't know if you want to call them NPCs, because they're kind of all NPCs. The main villagers, your Tom Nooks, your Timmy and Tommy,
The
Isabel.
museum dude.
What's up?
The museum person.
Yes, Blathers, because they're filled with such personality. When you walk into the museum, for instance, which is so gorgeous, the museum is so pretty. Recently, they added an art exhibit to the museum, which is awesome. We can talk about that in a second. When you walk into the museum, if it's daytime, he's asleep because he's an owl, and he wakes up and is like, whoa, what's going on? Every single time, you can walk in there 5 times in a row, and he falls asleep. You got narcolepsy, man.
That's cute.
But if you walk in there at night, he's awake.
Oh, okay, so the museum is 24 hours. Well,
Yeah.
kind of.
No, it is. It's 24 hours.
Okay, back to the summer update, though. What
Okay, you want to go back? I was going to talk about some of the characters.
Oh, yeah,
and
go
then
ahead. Yeah.
You can go to the summer update if you want to have any specific questions. Like, Blathers specifically talks about if you give him a fish, he'll tell you more information about the fish if you want. If you give him a bug, he hates bugs. He freaks out if you hand him a bug, and he's like, please don't make me talk about this bug. But then he tries to assure you the bug will be fine. I don't like bugs, but we will treat them with the utmost care. We'll put them in our bug exhibit where they'll live a happy life. There's one of the newest characters is Jolly Red. He's been in the game actually since the first one. He sells how should I put this? Questionable items.
So what kind of animal is he?
He's a fox. He's Red the Fox. There's this really cool interplay between him and Tom Nook, because apparently, I saw this on a YouTube video or something. In Japanese folklore, like the Tanuki and the fox are always going at each other, because the fox, I guess, is like the classic sly fox, and the Tanuki is, they're kind of opposing forces, which is really cool because they're kind of like that in the Animal Crossing games as well. Like, they don't fight, but they kind of when you would go to Tom's Nook, you would never get anything that was a forgery. But Jolly Red, like the thing that he sells, really that anyone cares about is art. That's how you get the artwork for the museum gallery. Is you go to Red, and he has pieces of art, and he has like statues, which are also art.
Yeah, okay. So it's not your own finger paint Picassos in the museum.
No, it's nothing like that. And something else that's kind of cool is kind of a little mini game. Is so when you go to Jolly Red's, he only comes every once in a while. He doesn't come that often. And when he comes, you better make sure that you buy a real painting. It's always about 4,000 bells no matter what you buy. But he'll be like, it's 500,000 bells. But you know what? You get my cuz discount. I think he literally says cuz. He might say cousin. I hope he says cuz though. And it's only 4,000 bells for you. Oh, thank you very much for selling me this fake painting for only $4,000. But you have to basically inspect the painting to make sure if it's not a forgery.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't think that. That's kind of funny.
That's kind of the whole game is kind of funny. I like it. Super cute.
maybe selling museum counterfeit paintings. That's funny.
There's a bunch more characters. There's Mabel and Abel, which they are seamstresses that sell clothing, so you can make your own clothing. You've probably seen this online. People have a bunch of different designs, or you can buy pre-made clothing. There's Gulliver, who's this dumb seagull who's in the Navy. That every once in a while he washes up to your island, and every time he washes up, he's like, "Oh man, I must have accidentally fallen over." Is this guy an alcoholic? And he's falling off his boat, and every time his phone's broken, and you gotta fix his phone, and he'll give you, I think he gives you a little something. And
maybe his sea mates, friends. I think
they're throwing him overboard.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call a ragtag group of people on a boat together, seamen.
I think
whatever.
They're just the Navy.
Yeah. I think they're just throwing him over because they don't like him.
I'm pretty sure they are. I think that's kind of implied over the course of the franchise. So those characters really are some of the, if not the main part of the heart and soul of the game.
Okay, nice. A pretty big slew of animals. I know you said there's no platypus. I know that's a random one to want in the game, but
there's a bunch of different animals. Like I said, I think there's well over 100.
Okay, nice.
Not different types. I don't know how many different types of animals there are, but overall, there's like 150 or so villagers.
Okay, nice. It definitely seems like everybody will have a different experience when you're playing the game.
Yeah, it's similar but different is a good way to put it.
Okay.
There's also, and I've thought about buying these, the amiibo. So you can scan the amiibo and you get the villager.
Okay, so the Animal Crossing amiibos.
But there's not very many. In fact, there might not be. Yeah, there's a bunch in quotes, Animal Crossing amiibos. There's probably like a quarter of the amount of Fire Emblem amiibos or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if there are any actually villager amiibos.
I know they made the amiibo cards.
Yes, that's where you get. So you could scan the amiibo cards, which are literally like the cards, like you buy like a pack of Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they sell them in packs.
I
know you can buy them single on like eBay and stuff.
I think they're mystery packs. I think they're like booster packs.
But basically, that's how you can get a lot of the villagers. That's how you can, instead of trying to get a villager at random, you can buy the amiibo cards and scan that into your Switch, and it guarantees that villager to come.
Okay, that's cool. That'd be interesting.
I'm not even sure if I have a full town of villagers. Do you have any like specific questions that I could answer? I know you were talking about the summer update earlier, for example.
Yeah, I want to know more about what's in the summer update. The only reason I was even remotely interested in it is because I saw a picture on Instagram. It was just somebody, a generic Animal Crossing like character. Maybe they're not generic. Who knows? But they were sitting what looked like in a river, and they were holding a little squid. And I was like, that's adorable.
Okay, so the summer update, and I know I might get some of this wrong, and I might not know all of it. So the main things are there are different fish because each season the fish rotate like a card game. The fish and the bugs rotate, so there's different fish and bugs.
Oh, can you keep fish as pets?
I mean, you can catch a fish and put. Yeah, but I guess you can say you can.
I mean, you can put the fish in something in your house.
Yes.
Okay.
You can place it when you place a fish. It's automatically put in a bowl.
Okay.
So you can keep that like that.
But you can't have like an aquarium.
Well, if it's a big enough fish, it puts it in an aquarium, but you can't like put multiple fish in the same aquarium.
Got it.
So there's different animals to find. You can swim now, and when you swim, you can go on the bottom of the ocean, and it's kind of like fishing. So you can grab certain things off the bottom of the ocean, and that also goes in the museum.
Okay, that's cool. So these are permanent things in the game as far as the rotating fish and the swimming?
So no, certain fish, certain bugs, they are going to be. I guess the best way to put it is in season.
Okay, that makes sense.
So like just like in real life, you might not see as many of a certain animal during the summer as you do in the spring. So during summer, you're gonna see fish you wouldn't see in spring and vice versa. Although there are gonna be some fish I believe that are year round.
Okay, that makes sense.
Although it applies to the bugs as well. The swimming, I believe, you only do during the summer.
Huh. Okay.
Because the water's cold. Otherwise,
You know, that does make sense. That does make sense. It's teaching you valuable life skills. You know, don't swim when it's cold.
don't swim when it's cold. You'll get cold.
That's right.
I think that's really all the big updates for summer. I don't know if Jolly Red only comes from the summer or not. I think he's year round though.
Okay. What about just general quality of life things that aren't in the game that you hope to see in the game?
Yeah,
in the
so
future?
there are some things that are kind of finicky. I guess you could say they're.
Or things that people, I guess things in general that people would that might assume be in this type of game that aren't.
Well, I wish that there were still NES games because in the first Animal Crossing you could literally find NESs. So I did want to mention my throat was kind of sore, so I actually put a lozenge in. So if I sound different, that's why. We probably don't have that much longer in this episode anyway, but I did want to mention that. A couple things are you can't have more than one island on one Switch, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, I could definitely see how that could be annoying if, let's say a family bought one version of Animal Crossing and they have multiple Switch profiles and they want to just be able to play it for everybody. I could see how that could be problematic.
Well, multiple people can play on the same island.
Oh, okay.
But if you have like two siblings, they might not want to do that.
Yeah, different decorations and different stuff like that, different play styles. Some might only want to fish. Some might only want to...
Well, you can still do that.
Oh, okay.
It's just not the same as having your own island.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
You also have to keep all your tools in your backpack, quote unquote backpack that you're wearing, but they take up space in your inventory.
Okay,
which
makes
is kind
sense.
of annoying, but not. It's just a bunch of little annoyances.
Okay, so
not even a bunch, just a few.
is weight a factor in inventory?
No.
I had to ask, man. It's a life
Yeah,
game.
that would have been annoying.
It would have been annoying. I guess I was just thinking about little things like that about the game. If it does autosave, which is nice. Still,
Well, you save the game, but when you turn off your Switch, you can't really turn it off. It just puts it in the rest mode.
okay, yeah,
I don't know if it auto saves or not because you can manually save.
okay, interesting. Let's see. There's day and night cycle that matches up to your own day and night cycle. Oh, is there weather?
Yes, it rains. I'm sure it'll snow during winter. There's shooting stars.
Oh, okay, cool. Meteors?
That's what shooting stars are.
Oh my god, that's true. Holy shit. Okay, I guess that's true.
Jordan is now caught up with the 13th century.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta live through life. I'm trying to think of supernatural stuff.
There are ghosts.
Okay.
Not a lot, but there are some ghosts.
Can you Luigi's Mansion the ghost?
No, they're helpful.
Oh, okay, well that's okay. At
I
least
think
they're
there's only
helpful.
one. right now, I think.
I'm trying to think of anything else. You can't have jobs. It's pretty much just a super chill living simulator.
Yes, that's a very good way to describe it.
Super chill living simulator. Huh. You can there's no like online. I'm trying to think
There
of
is online.
There's online, but there's
There's
not
no
like
competitive. At least there's no competitive built into the game. People have had competitions on the game, like who can hit who with the net first. There are fishing competitions.
okay, cool. Bassmasters, Animal Crossing
Pretty
edition.
much.
Okay, nice. I'm trying to think of dang it, what was it? Is there like an online trading system when it comes to? I'm trying to think like
The only
Wonder-
trading systems are the ones I mentioned where people kind of had to do it themselves.
Okay, like you put yourself in a queue, become friends, yada yada. How does
That's another thing that's annoying. Not only do you have to be friends on Nintendo, you also have to have your friend's Animal Crossing code, and I think that changes every day.
Oh, that's lame. So do you have to go in and into your friends list
You have
again
to
every day?
send them your Animal Crossing code every time you want them to visit.
That is terrible.
Yeah, that's bad. That's just bad design.
That really is.
They're so. I understand not wanting to be careful because they are a child friendly brand, but at the end of the day, come on, people. Like there's 4-year-olds playing Fortnite. Nintendo needs to loosen up on that a bit.
Yeah, they definitely need to fix some in-house stuff.
Like how Smash, their online is just bad. Smash and this are two examples that are amazing games but aren't great online.
Yeah, it definitely feels, just getting up on a Nintendo horse real quick. It feels like they just aren't ever going to catch up with online. It's
probably
not.
not.
It's not that they can't. It's just that they don't want to.
They're a very old school company.
Yeah, which there's nothing wrong with that. They do a lot of things really well.
They do. I don't know if I'd say there's nothing wrong. I think that there most certainly is something wrong with that. They're charging people for an online service. It should be. I know it's cheap, but it should still be better.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, this has been a pretty good roundabout way of convincing me to live vicariously through another person.
Yeah, you don't have to decide right now whether you want to buy the game.
Of course, but it's definitely given me some better points than I'd say, a YouTuber or something like that that's just super mega hyped and foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, I hope I gave some people out there that have been debating on buying the game, even though it's months after it came out, kind of put the nail in the coffin one way or the other.
It definitely seems like this game is one of those where it gives you, tons of replay value, like Minecraft, like a Stardew Valley, like Sims.
Oh yeah, it's good. They'll be supporting this game for years to come, I imagine.
Yeah, and it definitely, it pretty much feels like they can kind of just do relatively whatever they want as far as updates. They can kind of just throw in whoever they want, which is pretty cool.
One thing I will say is if you were ever planning on buying this game, you might as well buy it now. Because one thing Nintendo does not do, they do not, very rarely do they ever let their first party games go on sale, and this just came out.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, most definitely. So, is it on sale now? Is that what you're?
No.
You're saying.
I'm saying you might as well buy it now and get into it and start trying to catch up and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely understand that because.
Although it's not a competition, it's a super chill game.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So, yeah. Well, that's gonna be it for this episode of Dialogue Tree. If you're gonna reach out to the show, you can. We're on Twitter. It's gonna be One Up Me Podcast at. That's our email. Our Twitter is going to be One Up Me Podcast. Our email is going to be oneupmepodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, you also might be wondering why it's One Up Me Podcast. We also have another podcast. Yeah, we have another news video game podcast that you can listen to called One Up Me.
And all these links and everything are going to be in the show notes and the description of this, wherever you're listening to this. We're still working on getting Dialogue Tree some other places.
It is on Apple. It is on Spotify.
Mm-hmm, correct.
And you can also rate the show. That'll be awesome. And I believe you can do that in the Apple Podcast
Yeah,
app.
you can. You can you just scroll down and type a review up and hit send. We'd really appreciate it. It'd help out the show a lot. And if you want to interact with us on Instagram, you can kind of see what new game releases are coming out. We put those out every once in a while, and little sneak peeks about what the show might be about, different stuff like that. It's going to be One Up Me Gaming. on Instagram. If you want to interact with me on Twitter, it's going to be at Swaylock. If you're going to interact with Ryan on Twitter, it's going to be
You
at...
said that very sensually. A Swaylock.
Yeah, I say it weird sometimes. But if you want to
Is that
interact...
weird?
If you want to interact with Ryan on Twitter, it's going to be at Ryan Divisions. And that's going to be it.
Tom Nook is the hero.